Like one of the signs is you gotta be half to go. Another sign, you couldn't bring your phone, you had to sign an NDA.
Oscar award-winning director who showed up in his robe, asked me to take my clothes off and said he needed to take Polaroids of me, and that if I did X, Y, and Z, I would be the next Marvel character.
Welcome back. My name is Renee, and this is Highly Motivated, a channel where we check out different things that I find interesting, and hopefully you will too. Today, we are entering the crazy, crazy world of Hollyweird. There's no shortage of weirdness and debauchery in that town. So, before we get started, please do me a favor, if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel and like this video. And without further ado, let's get into it. All right, that looks like Drake.
Hi friends. So do you remember a couple years ago when Millie Bobby Brown came out and said that she had a close friendship with Drake? She shared that they texted often and told each other that they missed each other and talked about boys. A lot of people thought this was an innocent friendship and nothing to be concerned about, while the other half of people were rightfully concerned. And let me tell you why. History always has a funny way of repeating itself, especially when it comes to the men in Hollywood. Here's a few examples. Let's take it all the way back to 1919, old school Hollywood. One of the most celebrated movie stars of all time, Charlie Chaplin, at the age of 29, married his wife, 16-year-old Mildred Harris. That marriage only lasted for 2 years, but Charlie went on to repeat his pattern with 16-year-old Lita Gray. Lita was 6 when she met Charlie, and he began taking her out on dates when she was 12. Moving on to 1954. Sam meets 12-year-old Aretha Franklin and brings her to his hotel room. Before Aretha's father could interrupt the interaction, she said the conversation with Sam took a very inappropriate turn. In 1957, 23-year-old Jerry Lee Lewis married his 13-year-old cousin Myra Brown. She still believed in Santa. In 1959, 25-year-old Elvis Presley began dating 14-year-old Priscilla Wagner. They were married a few years later. Elvis has been reported to having a predilection to 14-year-old girls before and after his marriage to Priscilla. In 1973, married singer Marvin Gaye met and pursued 17-year-old Janice Hunter. He wrote his hit song Let's Get It On as a tribute of his lust to her. Within a year, she was pregnant with his baby. In 1975, 27-year-old Steven Tyler purchased guardianship from 16-year-old Julia Holcomb's mother. Purchased! This way he could legally take her across state lines to be a groupie in his band. Trigger warning for this next one. In 1977, very well-known director Roman Polanski drugs and R-words 13-year-old Samantha Gailey. The court gave him an opportunity to plead guilty for a lesser sentence, but instead he decided to flee the U.S. to France. He has been exiled from the U.S., but he certainly has not been exiled from Hollywood. He continues to make movies and win awards to this day. In 1993, 39-year-old Jerry Seinfeld picked up a high school student from a public park. She was 17 years old, and he proceeded to date her for the next 4 years. In 1994, 27-year-old R. Kelly married 15-year-old Alea, who he had met when she was only 12 years old. In 2014, Tyga began dating 16-year-old Kylie Jenner. He was 24 years old. While it was very obvious they were dating before her 18th birthday, after she turned 18, they became very public with their romance. This is just a handful of examples of grooming that's happening in Hollywood. This has been happening for decades, and rich and powerful men in Hollywood continue to get away with it. Yes. Let me know if you guys want a part 2. The list of groomers in Hollywood seems to be never ending.
There really is no shortage of older, powerful men trying to take advantage of younger women. I mean, not to say that there are younger women who really like older men, and it can go both ways. Younger women can take advantage of older men, and older men can take advantage of younger women, or maybe they are taking advantage of each other and they're cool with it, but let's move on. This next one is Rock making some sort of joke, I guess.
I eat children.
What?
How old are you?
They joking about this. They joke about this in Hollywood.
Only to 10.
They joke about this.
Children and pineapple.
Well, okay. And they say these things like they're being funny, and people think they're joking, but are they? Or do they just want you to think they're joking? Now, I don't know if you guys saw this and when it came out, but they found out that it seems like they are using some sort of filter in these Britney videos and that it might not be her. Just check this out.
So you see her hands go above her face once. Watch when they come back down.
Who is that?
I wanted to post screenshots of the AI filter coming off so people could see for a bit longer just how insane this is.
Wow. That's very obviously not Britney. The eye shape is different. You know, it almost kind of looks like her sister, right? But I mean, they could just pay anybody, or it could be her assistant. Do you guys think Britney's all right? How do you feel about that whole situation? I kind of feel like the guy she married was a handler and she may not have noticed it or realized it at the time, and maybe she really thought he was in love with her. Maybe he is. Something's not adding up. Our next clip is Disney is trying to cover this up.
Disney is trying to cover this story up. Watch this.
Amazingly enough, you're 16 years old, you wrote.
I mean, how many things is Disney trying to cover up? Let's be real.
Most of your songs. You're 16, where does your inspiration come from?
Believe it or not, being 16, I've been through a lot, so.
Come on, how much heartbreak can you have at 16?
Oh, a lot.
We were hooking up, but I said, hey, this is not going any farther. I'm a virgin and I don't want to lose it this way. And that didn't matter to them. They did it anyways. And I internalized it and I told myself it was my fault because I still went in the room with him. I still hooked up with him. Here was the thing. I was a part of that Disney crowd that publicly said they were waiting till marriage. I didn't have the romantic, first time with anybody. That was not it for me. And that sucked. And then I had to see this person all the time. And you know what? F it. I'm just going to say it. My Me Too story, that someone did this to me and they never got in trouble for it. They never got taken out of the movie they were in. Just kept it quiet because I've always had something to say. And it's like, I don't know, I'm tired of opening my mouth, so here's the tea.
This is a scripted video. It's for fun and it's made up.
Wow. Who do you think that could be? Are there any of you who know more about her story and could maybe shed some light? It's really sad. A lot of these Disney stars, they come out of the Disney pipeline. The boy bands, they end up so severely messed up. And, they talk that they do the MK Ultra and that they are mind controlled. And it's just a sad, sad thing if that's really what's happening. Clone confirmed Rihanna.
Hell no. Hell no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
No, absolutely not. That is not a human being. Humans' eyes don't work that way. Next, we have Whoa Vicky talking about secret Hollywood parties.
About the Illuminati trying to stick you for your Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Was that that was really true?
I can tell you what happened. So I went to Bella Thorne was having a little party, right? It wasn't my idea to go there. I was invited by some friends, and it was a Halloween party. I don't even celebrate Halloween, but even the Bible says good company corrupts good character. But this is when I was not
Amen,
I just
girl.
didn't know certain things I know now. Let me just say it like that. And so I was just hanging around some people, and they was going to the party, and there was so many signs. Like one of the signs was you gotta be half to go. Another sign, you couldn't bring your phone. You had to sign an NDA. And I was like, I'm bringing my phone anyway. I was gonna sneak it in. I was signing my name. Then I was like, oh yeah, you gotta prick your to get in. I was like, oh no, I'm straight. Everybody else, they went, and I was waiting on my Uber. And while I was waiting on my Uber, this girl passed out while she about to go in the party. After
they suck her?
Yeah. They want her blood. Why? Whatever. Why? the DNA to make a clone, maybe? I don't know, but I'm glad she did the right thing. And I don't know if her newfound faith is real, but if it is, I love it. This one is about Will Smith exposing Hollywood.
Will Smith exposed Hollywood. Back in 2019, Will Smith made a video about the power of perception. In this video, he talked about how nothing is actually real.
Y'all think I got time to go on vacation? No. I got social to do. Come on, man, this is blue screen. In fact, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I haven't looked like this good in years. I've been totally computer generated since like the 90s. You know what? This ain't even real blue screen. It's 2019, y'all. Nothing's real.
Will Smith even starred in a movie called Focus. And the whole point of the movie is being able to trick your subconscious mind if you're not staying focused. So with all that being said, Will Smith knows how to trick the subconscious mind and well understands how fake the entertainment industry is, since he's been a part of it for so long. Did you know that before the Oscars, Will Smith even had a class teaching kids how to do a fake slap?
Wow.
So let me know in the comment section if you believe that.
That was not any sort of coincidence. The universal law is that the devil and Satan, which is behind all secret societies, is that they have to tell you what they're going to do. And so if you look before any event, you're gonna find that it was put in a movie or a television show, or you've seen something about it on the internet, and it just so happens to be really close to like a Netflix show that you watched, and that is not on accident. I beg to differ that the movies tell more truth than the news. Here we have a former child actor. He is exposing Hollywood, and I recognize this kid's face. Well, man, I should say, from, I want to say TGIF, but I cannot remember the show. If any of you remember who this person is, please put it in the comments.
Whether it's another woman or another man in power, there's been many times in my life where I've been propositioned to get a huge role. I've lost my agency because I went to the hotel room, which I can't believe they would send me to, of a very prominent Oscar award-winning director who showed up in his robe, asked me to take my clothes off and said he needed to take Polaroids of me, and that if I did X, Y, and Z, I would be the next Marvel character. I didn't do that, and my agency fired me.
Wow. So does that mean the ones who did accepted?
Because I left this director's room,
and along those lines,
a lot of my a lot of these stories, a lot of my other male friends have gone through with both men and women in this industry. But there's a double standard, and this is where I bring Terry Crews. Terry Crews comes out and says it, people are laughing at him.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'd say that the majority of the movie industry is just completely debaucherous per people, like just what's the word, like people without God, like people without morals, anything goes. It seems like if you really want to get lost and you want your soul to wear thin, that's the place to go. MK Ultra mind control caught glitching on live television.
Things, but this award from you who take your craft seriously and earnestly believe, like me, that great acting can change. Sisters will repel bullies. We will shelter.
You've had a year that would test a lot of people. Illness in the family, a breakup, this spasm of publicity about what happened from Mexico to London.
It was pretty rough, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Ah, weird. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hello. Ew. Strong Brittany. Yeah, it was a weird hurts. Can we?
And I remember right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me.
Yeah, wow. It's very common that actors and singers mention that something comes over them. It's not them. It's pretty well known that some actors and actresses do rituals to kind of like maybe invoke, they think, the spirits of the people that they may be playing. But a lot of, they don't realize that those are demonic spirits. It's not Uncle Bob. It's not the spirit of Charlie Chaplin. That spirit is asleep. They're all asleep until judgment. So it's not, that can't be what it is, because that's what the Bible says. So that's how I base what I know, is what does the Bible say. But it's just so sad, because with the MK Ultra and the trauma-based mind control, it seems like they repeatedly abuse them until they start like compartmentalizing almost. And it's almost like a piece, like they go hide in a place in their mind, and then it's like something else takes over. And I believe it could be done on purpose so that they can freely be used by demonic entities without their consciousness getting in the way. But those are my opinions. Tell me what you think. I want to thank you guys for joining me once again, and until next time, stay highly motivated.